Hello, hello.
Hey!
I'm Amanda.
I'm Anthony.
And we're going to be telling you today about our best tips for moving quickly through the park using FastPass at Walt Disney World. So stick around. So we often hear that people think that you can only get 3 fast passes in a day at a park.
The actual rule is you can book 3 fast passes ahead of time, and once those 3 are used, you can start booking more one at a time.
One at a time, yep. So it brings a little bit of confusion because we can totally understand why people might think that and why they might think that you can only do 3, because the rule is that you can only pre-book 3
ahead of time.
Right. So how does FastPass actually work? What you can do is, like we said, you can book 3 ahead of time. If you're staying on Disney property at a Disney World resort or off property at a Good Neighbor hotel, you get the perks of booking 3 ahead of time, 60 days ahead. If you're not staying on property, then you still get some perks. You can still book ahead of time, but it's 30 days. So if you're an annual pass holder, or if you have a ticket and you're coming into town and you want to visit the parks, or you're staying at a rental or something like that, you get 30 days. So like we said, you have 3 ahead of time, and then after you use those, you can book 1 at a time for the rest of the day, 1 per attraction.
What most people do, because they forget about that 1 at a time after those 3 are used, a lot of people recommend that you book 1 in the morning, 1 in kind of the early afternoon, late morning, and then 1 in the evening.
So
we say nay.
No.
Yeah, I'm not so sure it's the best idea either.
It's understandable why people say that, because if you have a large family and you're going to be moving slower through the park, taking your time different places, those kinds of things, it makes sense that you would spread it out.
Yeah.
But for people who want to move fast, like we said this video is about, if you're trying to move fast through the park, then that doesn't work as well. And there's a lot of ways to actually use the system and the rules that Disney has to be able to go through at a quicker pace. So, like we said, this is only for people who are wanting to move quickly through the parks and who don't mind being on their phone a whole lot.
All right, so what's the plan? What's the strategy?
He's sitting back for it.
All right,
get ready,
let's go.
folks.
Let's gear up. So, before you get to the park, you book your 3 fast passes, which everyone does. But what we're recommending is you book them as early in the morning as possible. Maybe give yourself a little bit of time for rope drop, so like 10 or 15 minutes at the beginning of the day. But you book those 3 fast passes as early in the day as possible, kind of shove them up as early in the day as possible. Right at the beginning of the day, you're getting in a rope drop and 3 fast passes. You're getting 4 awesome rides in right up front.
Now, when you're actually booking those fast passes, you get an hour window for each of those. So like he was saying, when you push those up right to opening time, maybe like 10 minutes after or anything like that, it gives you an hour window to be able to do that. So you can use the rope drop time when the park is still filling up, there aren't a lot of people there, to go ride some rides, even though you have a fast pass that starts at 9 o'clock and the park opens at 9 o'clock. You've still got till 10 o'clock to get there.
Yeah.
So you can go ride some rides while the park is fairly empty, there's not a lot of people there, low wait times, and then go ride your other ride that you have a fast pass for, use it, and then move on to your next one.
Yeah. So there's a tip we learned before we went to Walt Disney World this last time about how to maximize FastPass. That's kind of the core of what we're trying to share with you today. So huge shout out to Walt Disney World couple for this tip.
The best
Check
tip.
them out below.
Yes.
The tip is refresh. Refresh, refresh, refresh all day.
All day long. That's
So
all you
what we mean by that is if you go into your app and you look at the FastPass reservations that you currently have, you can look to see if there's an earlier time slot available. So let's take that scenario of you have a 9:15 FastPass for Space Mountain, let's say. You go, you do your rope drop, you go to Space Mountain, ride Space Mountain, and now that 9:15 to 10:15 window is cleared up. So you can take your next Fast Pass, start refreshing your app, and see if you can move that any earlier in the day. And you can ride other things, some low wait time rides while you're doing this. This is fun to do in line.
So, yeah, you can just stand there and keep refreshing.
Just keep looking.
So like, yeah, if you had your 9:15 one and you go ride it before 10:15, say like 9:30 or something, you've moved that one forward, but you can also try moving that second one forward too.
Yeah.
So you get them all closer and closer to you. Then maybe originally you were going to be done with your 3 fast passes at 12 o'clock, but now you're done with them at 11.
Yep.
And so now you've got more time to be able to actually book another one and another one and another one. So the best way to do it is just to keep refreshing that app, keep checking for other times. Don't give up, because the most random things pop up out of nowhere. So just don't give up. Keep looking.
Even for some of those really, high profile rides, you can see wait times opening up earlier in the day because other people are modifying their fast passes too.
Yeah, they're letting go of
not
different
showing
ones.
up, or Disney's changing the algorithm a little bit. A lot of things can happen to open up. Those
you never
earlier
know.
time frames.
You never know. So, best tips are book for early, refresh it, keep moving them up. I mean, we were able to ride Space Mountain 3 times.
We rode Space Mountain like 3 times in a day because we got there for our Fast Pass reservation. The line was low enough because we rope dropped, so we rode it. We came back out, used our Fast Pass.
Rode it again, and then came back later.
Back later in the day and used another Fast Pass. So
it was crazy. So you never know what's going to happen, and sometimes the best things happen.
Yeah.
Now, the only downside to this, and I'll let you do this one, but there is a downside.
Yeah, so if you're the kind of family that likes to stroll through the park and let magic happen around you,
Because it does at Walt Disney World. Yes, it does.
this may not be for you. Or you might just need to know that you're sacrificing some of that in order to ride more rides. And I think our trips are going to be a little different each time we go, but this last time that we went, we really wanted to get all the rides. So we were fast.
Yeah.
We
it was a
really
lot.
tried to cram it in.
And so when you think about that, like you think, well, what if I were to look up and see something happening? I would just stop there. Well, when you're moving that fast, you're not looking up. Like you're looking at your app. You're like, okay, now we're going to the next one. Like we're going to the next ride.
Yeah.
And so if you're not doing that, then, or if you don't want to do that and you want to be able to see things, then you've got to let yourself have those open windows of time where nothing's scheduled, nothing's supposed to be happening, so you can see those things.
And it could be about finding a balance. Maybe you book your fast passes early in the morning, get that out of the way, and then decide, the rest of the day is going to be leisurely. Or I'm going to take the afternoon to be leisurely, and then this evening I'm going to get right back on those fast passes.
It's all up to you. So, I hope that helps. Those are our best tips. Let us know in the comments below what your tips are. If you have any really good recommendations on how to move quickly through the park, we would love to hear it. And we know everybody else would love to hear it too. Thank you guys.
Click like, click subscribe.
All the things.
Yes.
And we will see you on the flip-flop.